Hello and welcome to Faithful to the Traitors, where we are here to discuss the Traitors US Series 4, Episode 8, and A Tale as Old as Time. Mum and Dad are fighting.
Yes. No, they're not. They're having a disagreement. They're not fighting. It's just a disagreement.
They've gone into the car in the driveway and turned the radio on. I mean, this is just what happens on the Traitors, I feel. I feel like...
Not every series.
No, but this is a very... UK. This is a very regular incursion where...
Incursion.
Yes.
Occasion and occurrence. Yeah. Incursion. That's a good word, actually. You should put that in the lexicon. Is a word. Put that in the lexicon. See, I can't speak either.
A thesaurus, you mean? No,
the
dictionary.
Lexicon, not loxicon. Lexicon's what Charlie has for his bad legs. Lexicon is like words.
Well, this is something we see a lot.
Hello, everyone.
On all of the series of the Traitors, so we're here to discuss it and dissect it again.
Yes.
Can we do it in a different way for the 100th time? I bet we can.
I bet we can. First of all, I want to say hello. My name is Alex.
My name is Ben.
I want to say this to Mark. We see
Any of our
Mark.
Listeners who aren't watching, what did you just do?
I, with my hands, made the shape of a triangle.
Instead of a heart.
Because Mark walking into the breakfast room was weirdly making triangles at everyone.
It's part of the Illuminati.
We see you, Mark.
So Shirley Ballas. We all know you're all of you are in.
Shirley Ballas seems the type that allegedly who would be into like the kinky stuff in the Illuminati. You know the stuff you hear about like when they dress in robes and they paddle each other's bottoms.
I bet she's on Celebrity Traitors Series 2.
Oh, what, the UK version?
Yes,
I think she might. So I just now because America now have split them into civilian and celebrity.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the civilian one. I'm just going to put that out there right now.
I am cautiously optimistic about the American civilian series. I've got a strange feeling it will be...
Not civilian.
Yes.
Natalie from Survivor's on it.
I've got a strange feeling it will be like the ZZ list of reality TV
Well, they
stars.
said they just want normal people who haven't been on TV.
I hope they
so
do.
We'll see.
So, if you want to get in touch with us and let us know your thoughts about this series or any other series of the Traitors, you can by going to our linktree, linktr.er.d.
Pardon?
Wow, that was a real-time malfunction.
I think you're part of the Illuminati. Are you a robot?
We live in a simulation, Ben, and I literally just had a crash. linktr.ee/faithful2. On there you can find all the links to our social media, but also ways you can find watch or listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, or any of your favorite podcast apps. If you are watching us, you can comment underneath the video. If you're listening to us, please don't forget to subscribe, follow us, give us a 5-star review if you enjoy listening to the podcast, and give a written reason why, because that helps the show grow. Other ways we can grow is by going to our Buy Me a Coffee, buymeacoffee.com/faithful, and on there you can give us a £5 or a monthly or one-off donation, which helps the show. Just like,
gosh, this episode is I can just tell it's gonna go really well. Right. Courtney bought us a gold coin. First of all, I want to say before I continue, thank you, Courtney. It means a lot. I will say though, you started it by saying I'm going to get right to the point, followed by about 7 paragraphs. Which we love, but we don't always have time to read out the entire thing. So basically, what Courtney is
my
saying,
spirit animal. She's my kind of
get her
gal.
on the podcast to replace you, I think.
Or they, or them.
They are basically saying that why is it that it's always the last 2 people into the breakfast room in the morning are always the ones up for murder, but that never seems to come into play when people are trying to work out who's faithful and who's not. Now, this is a comment we've got a lot. Because it does
coffee as well.
I know it happens a lot.
Yes.
But there's like a weird thing where we don't really know the ins and outs of it, but it's apparently they're all gathered there together anyway, and then they come in.
No, because it's a surprise to see who's not coming
for
to
TV.
breakfast table.
It is. For TV, it's a surprise, but it's not. They're all gathered.
No,
and then
I don't believe that they don't know who's coming in. They know already who's coming into that breakfast table. I mean,
Why do you not?
Well, because
contestants have said that's what happens off screen. The TV magic. Yes.
No, I don't believe it. So what? So all those people have to act as if they didn't know that there were the people coming in.
Well, that's what people have said.
Well,
Who am I to take away the magic
people
of
used to
TV?
say the Earth was flat, but it's not.
They still do.
Well, that's true. People still say the Earth is flat.
Dorinda, probably one of them.
How dare you? I love Dorinda. She's my loved one. I love
there
her.
is an occasion actually on one of the UK series. I'm not going to say who or what or when, but the person did say they needed a shield because I've been put up for murder twice. And the reason that they knew that is because they came into the breakfast room last. So it is, I think it is known, but they don't like the things to be meta and to be talked about, because Kristen recently did a post saying things that her and Mark had been saying, and because everyone's like, well, why are you not in the episode? You've been edited out, you're not hardly in. And she said, actually, I put up loads of good points, but her points were a bit like that guy in Australia series where he got edited out of the whole series, because his points were basically
talking about the production of the show.
Yeah, the production did this, so I think it's you as a traitor, and that's what Kristen did a lot. So hers has been edited out as well. So they don't like it to be too meta, but then they let the housewives talk about BravoCon and housewives.
Noticed that's true. Yeah, but that's self promotion for another show, isn't it? I've noticed that they don't do it as often as they used to. If you watch the early series, it used to almost regularly be the last people used to be the ones, but they don't do it as often anymore. And I don't believe that they already know before they even enter the breakfast table who's coming back, because the reactions on that show on all versions are too genuine for me. Maybe I'm just being naive. Maybe I'm just a naive
let
little
us know
puppy.
in the comments if there is concrete evidence of this.
Yes.
So thanks for your coffee, but we haven't really answered your question.
Yes, but we liked your coffee and it was very delicious. Thank you.
And then we have someone bought us a coffee.
Yes.
And this is reference to the Canadian series.
Name is someone, by the way. We're not just saying someone. They put their name down as someone.
Don't know who they are. Don't know.
So thank you, someone.
They recently watched the Canadian series, but again, it was so long ago, I don't know what they're referencing, but I'm just going to say it. Stupid Canadian wolf bird. So if that's code for something, if it's a joke we had 2 years ago, who knows? But thank you for your donations.
To be fair, it's likely a joke that, we kind of
said.
I said it was hilarious, and everyone, Maggie laughed.
And we've moved on because we're in America now. So
we are in America, yes, the land of the free.
So we've got to talk about this episode then.
Yes,
it opened with the two traitors arguing,
Candice and Rob.
This is just the bad traitors gameplay on show. This whole episode basically with Candice. Where she's basically, instead of wanting to play the game, she would rather just burn all bridges between everything and just ruin everything just to say that she could.
She wants to ruin someone else's game to spite them.
Because he got rid of a housewife.
Because they got rid of a housewife.
The cult.
And I'm not going to tread over already trodden ground about my feelings about housewives, defending housewives, when it doesn't work on a show like this. It makes no sense whatsoever to do something like that, because as shown on tonight's episode, even though you have a strong bond like Johnny and Candice have, you still have to separate the show from the friendship. Sorry, not the show even, the game from the friendship. So you might have a friendship with these people, but in the game, you have to make sure that you go for the right people to get rid of them in the game. You're not
blinded.
And yes, and Johnny quite rightly did the right thing tonight. But yes, Candice decided that out of spite, she is now going for Rob. And Rob claims that he had no intentions of going for her, but I don't believe that either. I think Rob had always had a plan to go solo with this.
Because surprisingly, Colton was murdered. Rob
I was shocked by that, but then later on it made more sense.
Yeah, it makes Rob's, I was always going to protect Candice, but now I'm not. Be a bit like, well, no you weren't. Because his Bezzy mate Colton had been saying Candice's name.
Yeah.
So Rob then was like, well, I just got rid of Lisa, so you can choose who to murder. She chose Colton, thinking, I've broken your alliance. But in reality, Rob was being like, well, doing that has now put a bigger target on your own back, Candice.
Yeah.
So,
I think Colton also, not Colton, sorry, I think Rob also saw the writing on the wall that at some point Colton would figure out he was a traitor too. But yeah, absolutely. It inadvertently put the target on Candice, because the group had already been speaking about what Colton had said before the last roundtable, that he had suspicion. He was going for Lisa, but he had suspicions for Candice.
And maybe Stephen.
But Candice wasn't aware of this.
No.
And Rob kept it to himself. And then later on, when Candice found out that Rob had known the whole time, although Rob still claimed he didn't know, he had known the whole time, the light bulb moment hit. And Candice then was like, you've done this on purpose, haven't you? You've done this to throw me under the bus.
And then she went full on.
And then she went, down, I'm going to take you down at the round table tonight. And Rob was just like, with one piece of penne pasta, he went, thank you.
I know, why was he eating one bit of pasta at a time?
And very spinning the fork on his head. He was like being the devil, the one, like the mischievous, like, in the old black and white movies when the land,
Dick Dastardly.
yeah, kind of spin their moustache. That's what he was doing.
I mean, he dropped his fork at breakfast, which Candice picked up.
Yeah, that was. See, this is again the you drank from your left hand and not your right moment, isn't it? It's like he dropped his fork, so you must be a traitor. Candice said that it must. Obviously, Candice knows better, but she knows he's a traitor, but she kind of used it as an excuse to push it. She said that it must be because you were like feeling so overwhelmed and you felt nervous because you thought people would start blaming.
You're Mr. Cool and Collected.
Normally you're very cool and collected. And Rob did kind of outed her and said, like, I was upset because he's
my closest ally.
To quote Ben, Bezzy mate. But also, dropping a fork isn't evidence. But Candice did keep pushing it. But unfortunately for Candice, there was better evidence against her with her vote last time. So you said last episode that you thought that Candice voting for Rob the way she did kind of pointed the finger at Rob. And I said, well, I don't think necessarily it does. I think it makes her look a bit weak and desperate. And lo and behold, that's what a lot of the group are starting to say. Maura and Dorinda both pointed the finger accusation at Candice, saying that it was a bit of a rogue vote that you went for Rob. And now you seem to be, you're claiming it's a throwaway vote, but all of a sudden you're now putting him up for suspicion. That seems to have just come from nowhere. Yeah. So was it a throwaway vote after all? Is there more intention behind it than you actually were putting?
This is just more evidence of Candice is a bad trait. Like, she's just bad at the gameplay, because like she made up that even Rob was like, what, you'll throw away, and you had a throwaway vote and it was me out of all people. She was like, yeah. And it's like, well, and that, like I say, it's bad gameplay, because the whole time she's been, I'm consistent, Ron, I like to play this consistently. And then the one chance where she doesn't do it, and it's like, oh, obviously that's going to be a red flag for everyone. Even Dorinda.
Well, she was going
see through the misty wine haze of the morning.
Don't you dare.
Even she could see it.
Don't you dare do this to Dorinda.
So bad gameplay.
She's sobered up. She's doing much better. And she's playing a great game. And she's about, even again, in today's episode, she said, I can't believe I'm still here.
Last housewife.
Bless her. Yeah, exactly.
Last housewife standing.
From being the first character out to being the last housewife standing, I think Candice just needs to make that fire pit and then redemption. Dorinda, sorry. Only needs to make it to that fire pit and then her redemption arc has ended. Yeah, no, it was a silly thing to do. It was a really silly thing to do. I genuinely believe that if she hadn't gunned for Rob, I think Candice might have been safe. I think it would have been.
That's what I mean. She's just ruined her own game just to try and get rid of Rob, which I think actually she's going to succeed. I think she's done enough that people will put two and two together. That was two traitors arguing. I think they will.
I don't think they have. I don't.
And it's going to be more.
Or they're deliberately keeping Rob in the game. But I don't think Rob has got enough dirt on him for them to convincingly tell the group that
they will
wrong.
though, because them between those two around the round table, it was so obvious. When they have a night to sleep on it and think about it, they will put together that Candice went against Rob because she did the throwaway vote for him, and then she went for him the next day.
But it wasn't traitor on traitor though. It was Candice on Rob. Rob didn't really throw any.
Yeah, but she's given enough that people will put it together.
I don't think that's enough though. If when you target a traitor on traitor, when you see that it's two traitors going for one another, you can see it. It's obvious. It's at the round table. They're arguing with one another. It's almost a battle. It's almost a screaming match. It wasn't with Rob and Candice. Candice was throwing all kinds of accusations and evidence toward Rob. Rob didn't actually throw anything back. He just left it for Eric, Maura and Johnny to do the work for him. And they did. And he successfully did that. He sent out the troops. They went for Candice, and there was them who basically got the whole table to vote for her.
Yeah, well,
Rob was too smart.
Candice pointed out that maybe Rob was doing that with Colton before. She said he was feeding him information, getting Colton to do all the stuff. And technically, that's what Rob did again to get rid of Candice.
But again, that was just Candice that was Candice trying to keep her head above the water. Candice was trying to keep her head above the water so desperately that she was throwing anything at Rob. She thought her only opportunity to stay in was Rob. She was wrong to do that. She should have gone for someone else. She should have maybe looked at why people were starting to target Stephen a bit more. But yeah, no, I think because Candice looked so obvious, it made Rob look safer because Rob didn't go for her. He let someone else go for her.
You're going to have boiled egg on your face in a few episodes.
Boiled egg? That's a very specific egg.
Well, the boiled egg has been a running theme through the series. I thought I'd use a reference.
I hope it's been cooled down before it scolds my face. I like that Johnny doesn't have things at the tip of his tongue. He has things at the base of his tongue. I just got it at the base of my tongue that it must be
Well, he nearly had
Candace.
Stephen at the base of his tongue when they were bent over each other earlier, didn't they? Milking
Beg
during the
pardon?
mission.
No need for that whatsoever.
That's what happened.
I've seen a discourse, by the way, online. I just want to quickly bring up before, because I can see you're itching just to do what's your name, where'd you come from.
No.
I can tell your fingers are just
No.
ready around the button to press
Didn't
that
even
button.
think of it.
Well, I'm hinting that maybe we should be doing it too, but I just want to go through the discourse really quickly online. That I've seen a lot of people saying that Rob is like the best traitor there's ever been. Now, it's obviously because it's the American traitors, and Americans do tend to kind of be very American-centric when they make their views on things. Look outside that window a little bit, because trust me, Rob is not the best traitor there's ever been.
No, I mean, I think he's looking
And I mean that with
better.
love, America. Of course I
Do
do.
you?
I do.
Wait for the
I
comment.
don't think that was a nasty comment toward Americans.
They got a lot more issues than the
Look,
traitors.
Eric was doing stupid accents of the British, and I was just like there going, yeah, nice one, Eric, now stop.
He did.
Good, thank
Although
you,
I'm
Eric.
sure he'll do one when he becomes a traitor. I think Rob looks like a better traitor than he actually is because of the other traitors he's been playing with. Because Lisa was not good. Candace was too hot-headed, not good. And Donna didn't really get a chance to do anything because it
Poor
was all
Donna.
it was all off screen.
May
So
she rest in peace.
I think Rob just comes across as a better traitor than he is. But he's not brilliant gameplay because when he's done his recruitment, he had a prime opportunity to force Johnny to be a traitor instead of Eric. And that, in my head, I think that's better gameplay because Johnny's name has suddenly come up. He's put out Johnny's name that night. Johnny can't say no to being a traitor. I think it would have been smarter maybe to recruit Johnny than Eric.
Actually, again, I'd like to correct you on this. Rob wasn't the one who brought up Johnny's name after the round table. Stephen was the one who brought Johnny's name after the round table.
Yeah, Rob was there, wasn't he? With
He was
Maura.
there, but
Yeah.
he never said anything. And
But he
may have-
knows. He has that info, so he could
Of course
use
he
that.
does, but my point is that yes, with Johnny's name coming out there again, Rob wanted Johnny's name, wanted the suspicion to come away from him, and he planted the idea of Johnny, but he got someone else to throw it out into the group. Rob, I'll give Rob this: he's very good at whispering in people's ears, but then getting them to have the consequences of the fallout. He's always the one who stands back and watches it happen. So Rob did very well with that. However.
What, you want to do this? Do you?
Well, I
Who's
think we need to.
murdered?
Shall we throw to a? Shall I? Oh, you're gonna let me do it.
Go on,
We're
then.
gonna go to a quick break, and after that, we'll be talking about the murdered, the banished, and what happens next.
Well, you're never allowed to do that again. Right, we're back.
Hello.
We got to do it.
So I'll do it like Eric. Hello, Governor. How you doing?
What's your name and where do you come from?
Colton is a 33-year-old former NFL player for the Los Angeles Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders, and Philadelphia Eagles.
Weren't the Raiders somewhere else? I used to watch American football when I was a kid because they used to show it on Channel 4, and I'm sure the Raiders is the one with the black and grey logo, isn't it?
I don't know. It's sport.
Have they moved where they play? Get
Maybe
in touch.
they've
Let us
been
know.
bought.
Have the Raiders moved where they play?
Or maybe there's more than one Raiders.
No, because then that would be confusing. Because there's the NFL. I'm not going to go into it. Go.
Even more notably, he appeared on The Bachelorette Series 14 and then starred in The Bachelor Season 23. Oh, big break there.
Well,
So
was
he
it?
was Bachelorette. Oh yeah, 14 to 23 was probably 6 months, wasn't it?
The show's first ever virgin lead.
Why is that information?
Well, I think it's because then you can
The
lead
first ever
to, and then he
virgin.
came out as gay. So that's the reason why he was
Did he?
virgin.
Dorinda didn't know.
Well, it's according to this. In 2021, Colton
All
came
right.
out as gay, making him the first and only openly queer bachelor. But there's never been a queer.
you missed the
version of
important
this
bit in the
Bachelor.
middle.
Well, I think the important part is that in 2026, there's still not been a gay version of The Bachelor.
Danny Minogue
Or a
hosts
lesbian
one.
version. No, that's I Kissed a Boy.
Yeah,
and that was in
well,
the UK.
The UK've got it covered.
UK, yeah, watch that. It's really good.
We haven't even watched it.
I have. When we watched the end of the lesbian one.
Oh yeah,
And we thought it was really funny because, like, one of the girls was like, "I really want to be with you," and she was like, "No, I don't."
I learnt the term pillow princess from that lesbian
You
series.
certainly did.
I don't know anything about
All the things you said, running through my head. running through my
After
head.
contestant Cassie left the show, Colton then decided to quit as well, breaking up with the two remaining contestants in order to solely pursue Cassie. This is from Harper Bazaar, by the way. This is not my own writing. The pair stayed together for over a year until she then filed a restraining order against him in 2020 for stalking and harassment, which was later dropped. Oh, it was dropped. Okay.
There you go. So we know the rest. Lovely.
Oh,
They
yeah,
married
he came
political
out.
strategist Jordan C. Brown in 2023, and the pair had a child via surrogacy. Really? Via surrogacy in 2024.
You never know. Right.
You never know. Have you seen the film Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger
So that was Colton.
and Emma Thompson?
What's your name and where do you come from?
Candice.
Candice. We don't need people telling us how to say those wrong.
Also, I thought Colton would be older than 33. Candice is 38 years old.
Hi, Colton. How you doing?
Reality TV star and former Miss United States from Washington, D.C. She worked as a staffer in the White House for Barack Obama
Good for her.
during his presidency and then represented the District of Columbia in 2013. She's been busy, isn't she?
When we say represented, not as a statesman, but as in the pageant. Miss United States
Oh,
pageant.
yeah, I didn't read that.
I just want to make that clear.
As Miss United
That doesn't make it
States.
any less of an achievement. It's
Well,
just
she won first place.
but she came first.
She then joined the cast of The Real Housewives of, where is that?
Potomac.
Where's Potomac?
No idea.
In its third series in 2018 and left the cast in the fifth series after she and co-star Monique were charged. What were these people getting charged with on this series? She was then charged with second-degree assault on each other.
Yeah,
Well, what's
her and
happening
Monique.
there? Okay, well, how come all these comments had a go at us for talking about Colton and saying he's this awful, evil person? And then Candice is championed by this amazing housewife, and she's also been charged with assault. So what's going on here?
Well, I mean,
Why is
to
everyone
be-
being charged with different things?
I just want to quickly say that Candice was charged as well as the person they were assaulting each other. In Colton's instance, he was stalking someone, but they weren't actively stalking him back. So what Colton was doing, I say, arguably was worse.
Well, is there any
I
contestants?
know how
on
you.
this-
I know how you like hate women, Ben. We have a history of podcasts where you hate women, but I just
course.
want to make that clear.
Is there anyone on this one that's not got a charge against him? Is what I want to know. That's a better
I
fact
reckon
file.
Mark doesn't.
No, he's okay.
Yeah, he's a good
Until
guy.
one of the ex-dance contestants comes
Yeah.
out and says, he danced with me, funny. Who knows?
Would that be a woman, Ben, who say that?
No. Mark goes with all the men. Dorinda will have a drink driving charge against her.
Let's not carry on with this. I feel bad for Dorinda and our accusations.
Kristen
for
isn't
alcoholism.
really a chef, and it's come out since she was filmed on the Traitors cutting up bread that she's faked her career as a chef. the
That
whole
was
time.
awful. The way she wasn't cutting bread. If he was cutting bread with a bread knife, it would have been perfectly fine. It wasn't that. It was the fact she was buttering bread with a giant bread. It was literally like that. It was like, you know, those magnetic fishing games. It was that, but with bread and a giant bread knife. Look, you've reminded me of something actually after saying about Kristen. Kristen and Johnny, after Colton's death, really gave themselves a bit of a head wobble because they were convinced. They wound each other up endlessly.
What if it-
with the idea that
yeah.
it had to be Colton. It
I mean,
had to be Colton.
Episode 8 clearly is the point in the Traitors where you reach the moment where most good faithfuls are now dead. They're gone. And you're left with the rubbish faithfuls walking around the castle going, why am I still here?
Yes. Am I friends with a traitor?
This is it. Episode 8 is where it happens.
Yes.
We're now full of iffy faithfuls. We've got Stephen, who's a bit meh.
Stephen's
Eric, Johnny, Kristen.
What do we know about Stephen? We know nothing about Stephen. He was on One Tree Hill. He likes numbers, hence why he was on One Tree Hill. Probably like
And basketball.
and basketball. We don't know anything about Stephen. Stephen's like literally the void of the show. Like we don't.
Well, someone
nothing
commented
is
to us and they
happening
said,
with him.
Stephen's not just an actor, he's been on loads of competition reality shows.
Well, good,
So,
but I'm sure
I
he had
didn't
more.
know any of this.
But and I'm sure he probably did more on those reality shows. But on this reality show, Stephen's participated absolutely nothing. In fact, the biggest participation he's had so far was what we
episode.
mentioned earlier when he brought out Johnny's name.
Yeah,
At
right.
least Johnny, look, say what you like about Johnny and his let's start a band of 10 of us and then vote for everyone out after that. At least he's trying. At least he's giving it his a try.
He is. He's one of those faithfuls who would be good if he was right.
Yes.
But he never is right.
You would say that about any of them. But yes,
No.
you are right. All the all the traitors who actually had good
He's got
mindset.
Good, yeah, he's got good things going on in his head. It's just they're not quite correct. But yeah, the only decent faithfuls left, I would say, would be Maura. Is quite
Mora's
sharp,
excellent.
and I think she's going to be the one who gets Rob. By the way, she's going to work it out at the fire pit.
And I think Maura knows it's Rob as well. And I think what Maura's doing is she's fluffing Rob at every opportunity.
She's his beard.
She's always his what?
His beard.
Oh, okay. I thought you said bitch then. I was like, all right, calm it.
Candice said Colton was his beard.
I know that was such an odd thing to say, wasn't it? But anyway, Maura sticks around Rob all the time. And when Rob says something, Maura then, again, Rob says something, Maura's then the one who kind of passes it around. And I think Maura is consciously doing it. Unlike Stephen, who passed on the Johnny name tonight, where he's unconsciously kind of being told what to do by Rob. I think Maura is very aware that Rob's pushing these ideas. And yes, I agree with you. I think Maura is going to be the one who at the fire pit at the very end, if she's indeed not banished or murdered up until that point, will be the one who brings out Rob's name and will do the proper blindside on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think she's a potential winner if she can just get rid of Rob. That's
We've
right.
left
We're
that
talking
for
about
our
winners now.
home one. I mean, Natalie and Tara, I think they, after the vote, because they voted for each other, because they both had talked about each other and it came out around the round table.
Oh, yes.
I think now both of them kind of admitted to each other, that was a bit silly. I voted for you and I don't really think you were. And she was like, yeah, me too. So I think they have now also had the same wake-up call that Christian and Johnny have had, where they're like, okay, we need to start looking at this properly. That's what I mean. I think Rob is going to get caught out because the dumb faithfuls are going to suddenly start properly looking now. And I think they're going to piece together what Candice and Lisa did against Rob.
No, I don't. I think Rob
I
do think Rob's gotten away with it. I think Rob's decision of who he's chosen as a recruitment is incorrect. We'll get to that in a second, but I do want to quickly talk about what you just said about Natalie and Tara. I love the fact that they started a feud so far into the series. Normally you see this in episode 1 or 2. Like one votes for the one votes for the other. They had a conversation where they thought they were good. And then Natalie brings up, but you voted for me at the last round table. So literally a tit for tat vote.
Yeah.
Literally just to do it, to be like, well, you can do it, I can do it too. Natalie voted for Tara.
I think this is a one and done though. I think that's it now.
I
think
hope so, but I'm not sure.
But they're being silly.
I think Natalie needs to be careful because Johnny and Tara are very close to each other.
Broadcasting partners.
Broadcasting partners on the NBC. They're probably doing it right now because the Winter Olympics is happening.
Bet they are together.
Go Team GB. Yeah.
That was their plan all along, just to get extra booking now.
Do you not think that that's the reason why they were booked?
Yes.
NBC aren't that stupid. They booked them in because they know that the eyes will be on them on the broadcast for the Winter Olympics.
Right, so Candice went. She's gone. Housewife gone. One traitor left, so he doesn't have to seduce Rob. It's basically you become a traitor or you're dead and we just keep going.
It's a blackmail.
So basically you can't say no. And
you can, but you'll be
he was
murdered.
mulling between Mark, Johnny and Eric.
Johnny has suspicion on him.
Yes.
So he thought it'd be a good one to get him in and then just throw him next episode.
But there is 3 banishments left, so if he threw Johnny on the next one, he'd then have to recruit again. So maybe that's why maybe I was being unfair.
Yeah, maybe that's putting it back a bit. But he chose ultimately. He was going to go for Mark because he said he's already in my pocket, so he doesn't need to worry about him.
I think Mark, that would have been quite good because no one would think Mark. It depends how good he'd be on acting at breakfast next morning, but
I don't think Mark would be a very good traitor. He's too sweet.
Yeah, but
I think he's too kind.
Eric eats grass.
He does.
He does commit.
He play acts as a cow every now and then.
So maybe he'll be fine around breakfast.
And Eric is consistently wrong when he's certain he's correct. A few episodes back, he said that he could tell by the pitch and tone of someone's laugh that it had to be Portia who is a traitor. So on that alone, everyone went for Portia.
Then he was after Ron as well.
He then gets, well, that was everyone though. Then he gets that letter for the blackmail. So ultimately, Rob chooses Eric as the blackmail. He opens it up, turns the letter around, says, that handwriting. I know exactly whose handwriting that is.
Producers.
And we were all sat there going, go on, say it's Rob. Go on, say it's Rob. It's Johnny. And it's like, oh, for God's sake, Eric, you're so bad at this game. So
Always
I am glad he's become a
traitor
on this occasion, because I think he is going to be someone who's going to be thrown under the bus. But as you say, there's a delay there, so he could kind of wait 1 or 2 round tables before he can then throw Eric in. Eric clearly is nervous.
It's just odd that at this point in the game, though, to recruit someone, you need someone who's going to be good and to work with until the last episode. And I don't think Eric's like Stephen or Mark would have been a better choice, I think, or Natalie. Bring in our Natalie. She'd be able to do it.
I'm surprised he didn't go for Moira, I have to say.
Yeah,
I feel like that relationship was strong enough that they probably could have gone together to the end. And I don't think.
It's odd. We need to know more about why he's picked Eric, like the actual truth about why. Like, because he might just be thinking, I need to throw someone to the bus before
There has to
There's
be
two
that
more
reason,
banishments.
and he can delay the black, the sabotage a little later on in the game. But Eric clearly is very nervous about this decision because you can tell he did the classic of, I'm playing this game the way I wanted to play it to this point, and now I feel like I've lost control of the game. I think he also realizes there's only one traitor left, which is probably obvious because he's doing a face-to-face recruitment. That
it's not Johnny.
He knows, yeah. But whoever that traitor is has clearly played such a good game because they've got rid of 3 traitors. So they've been able to manipulate the table to get rid of 3 traitors. So Eric's not on the front. He's not front footing this. It's going to be the person who you're going to meet tonight. So Eric either has to have the confidence that he thinks he can either convince Rob to play together, which I don't think he's going to do, or have the confidence that he can get Rob out. Otherwise, I always say this, but I just think you might as well just hand defeat and just be like, it depends if you want the fun of the game.
Especially with what Candice did to Rob, I'd be like, well, it's going to be easy. Yeah, it's going to be easy to get Rob out now if now you know he's a traitor. And it's funny because you said, he's got rid of 3 traitors. He's the last one remaining. The Donna one is a bit of an odd one because it was secret traitor, and those traitors didn't technically know Donna was a traitor.
But the faithful didn't know.
No, don't know that either. So it's like you don't know that I don't know that I didn't know that they
you
were
didn't know that I don't know that they don't know that we didn't know that there was a secret traitor. So the faithful didn't know that there was a secret traitor. That's the point. So in their point of view, they've gotten rid of 3, or someone's gotten rid of 3
traitors.
traitors.
Gone against each other, but technically they haven't. So I don't know if that will ever come out. Or if it could be. I mean, if you're a really clever gameplay, like you could maybe look back, like if it ever did come out and there was like when one of the missions it says one of the traitors were a secret one. I wonder if a really good faithful who's good at looking at votes and patterns could work out something there. I don't know.
Well, you'd have to look to see because as
leave
you said,
it to Natalie.
Donna was leave it to Natalie. Donna was Natalie will work it out eventually. She'll probably be like a week after the show's been filmed, and she'll be like,
a minute.
Hang on a minute. I know who the traitors were.
They didn't vote for Donna that day. Yeah.
We just have to see. You just have to see who voted for the secret traitor, and then see who voted for the 2 definite traitors.
I mean, I have a sinking feeling that we're going to have a big game reset next week, and it's going to be like a bit of a damp. I think Rob's going to go and we're going to have a damp series.
Squid.
Yeah, I think it is because it's going to be like Rob's going to go and then we're going to have Eric as a traitor and he's going to recruit someone. It's just going to be like,
I have to say,
not very good.
That this series of the Traitors US was built up as like the most like insane, the most crazy, the most like backstabby series ever made, but. I think previous series of many different versions, look at me being good, see I don't spoil anymore, have been far more involved than this one. This has been quite a tame series, I have to say, this year. And it's even kind of, sorry to interrupt, but it's even kind of just plodded along in the same kind of formulaic way. It's always at about this point, episode 8, when there's one traitor left and they have to recruit. So it feels a bit...
Yeah, it's always been a bit like, But like, because you said, like, when Lisa and Candice, like, said, I'm a traitor... Like, the whole gameplay, they were saying, I'm going to get you, blah, blah, blah. But then when they reveal themselves, they're kind of like, I've had the best time. That's thanks. So great for that. Bye. Yeah. And it's like, okay.
I'll be friends for life.
So, yeah, it's all been a bit sort of like pliddy-ploddy and not really...
I don't mind nicey-nicey. It's just
but it's just a bit... I don't know. There's something a bit... I don't know. It's just been like the start was horrible because of Michael, so just horrible. And then it was a bit mean seeing them all gang up on Ron. And then it's all gone a bit like... just housewife traitors going against each other, and it's like, well, where are we now? Where's it going?
Well, hopefully Civilian series will change our tune about the American series, but it's just like I say, it's felt a little bit like by the book, a little bit like an IKEA manual. It's a bit like step 1, 2, 3.
Last American series was really good.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Kate hasn't been invited because Kate's not been invited to the series.
That's the missing piece.
That's the missing link on this, and that's why this series hasn't been quite as good. Bring back Kate. Always bring back Kate. Always be thinking, what's Kate thinking right now?
You can let us know what you think of this series of the Traitors US. Do you think we're completely wrong and that it has actually been brilliant? Is Rob the best traitor? Or let us know what you think.
Linktree, linktr.e/faithful2. On there, you can find all the links to our social media, also ways you can watch and listen to us. If you're watching us, don't forget to comment underneath the video, ring the bell and follow us. If you're listening to us, don't forget, you can also follow us and subscribe on there too. If you do like the podcast, please give us 5 stars and a comment for why you've given us 5 stars. And if you want to help us monetarily, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful, where you can give us a £5 one-off or monthly donation, which does help with the show. And we thank all of you. Oh, and if you attach a comment to it, we guarantee to read it out. It might be slightly reduced if it's a bit too long.
Edited down.
But we would never, ever take away the heart of your message. And that's the main thing.
And also, we're coming to the end of the US Traitors, so we have a slot opening up in our podcast schedule for another show.
Wink.
So let us know if there's any shows coming up that you want us to cover episode by episode as well. That'd be interesting.
Lovely.
House of Villains has been thrown out there in the comments. So let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to cover.
Yes. Do.
Right, so until next time, stay faithful.